You're listening to the Davenport Athletics Network.
Welcome to the pregame show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where this evening we've got some ACAH Division I college hockey action. I'm Thomas Biondo, excited to be bringing you the Davenport Panthers and the Eastern Michigan Eagles as they finish up their weekend set here in Grand Rapids. DU coming off the big 5-2 victory last night. That helped improve their record to 16-8-0-1 overall. They've scored 104 now and given up 62. That's good for 4.16 on the goals for ledger, 2.48 on the goals against ledger per game. Meanwhile, on home ice here, DU improved to 8-2 with the victory last night. A 45 goals for, 24 on the goals against. That's good for 4.5 and 2.4 respectively. DU now with the win last night in the midst of a 4-game winning streak that equals their season high. In addition to that, they have recorded points now in 9 of their last 11 contests. The only 2 downs on there are a 4-3 loss in Dearborn against the University of Michigan and a 4-2 loss in Grand Valley. Everything else has been coming up DU as they are getting warm at just the right time of the season. Meanwhile, Eastern Michigan now, they come in with a 12-17-0-1 record on the year. They've scored 97, given up 137. That's good for 323 on the goals for side, 457 on the goals against. Meanwhile, on the road, they've dropped to 6-9 with the loss last night, averaging 3.07 goals for and 4.45 on the goals against side. Last night, DU with as we mentioned before, a 5-2 victory. In the first period, DU got a power play goal at the at the power play tally from number 16 Poland from McCarthy at 7:23, and then Windecker scored from Ogden just a few minutes later, and it was 2-0. In the second period, 2 goals by McCarthy 4 minutes and 14 seconds apart put DU ahead 4-0. They looked like they were going to be on easy street, but 2 goals in the final 4 minutes, just 1:39 apart from Clayton Hodges, brought Eastern Michigan to within 2. They would get no closer, and a late goal by Wishmeyer from Bollinger and Jacobs at the 14:51 mark. A lot of real good individual effort there by Wishmeyer. He buries it, puts this one out of reach, and that was how we would end. DU did kill off a big penalty from Ogden for kneeing at 17:06. They got through that penalty kill, and then the ensuing minute, without giving up anything extra, and 5-2 ended up being our final score. An effort that DU would look to repeat today, as they were really rock solid yesterday for 60 minutes. With the exception of that brief little breakdown at the end of the second. I think Eastern came out with a little bit better in the first 4 or 5 minutes, but after that, it was pretty much all DU. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the players you're going to hear about in today's tilt. You're listening to the Davenport Athletic Network today, and we're back after this brief but all-important timeout.
The piggy bank. When you were a kid, it was the symbol of savings and responsibility, helping you to save money for the things you really wanted. Today, you can simply shop at Meijer, where your money goes further with our low Meijer prices on thousands of items you use every day. And don't forget about our great sales. Plus, you can save even more by signing up for M-Perks, so you can take advantage of great offers with our digital coupons and rewards. You know, come to think about it, Meijer is just like a piggy bank, but even better.
Does your office have a combination of printers, copiers, scanners, and fax machines that aren't working together, are unreliable, inefficient, and often poorly suited for their tasks? This efficiency drain can hurt your business and your image. Michigan Office Solutions gives you control of imaging, managing and storing your documents so you can reduce expenses while operating more efficiently. Michigan Office Solutions specifies the most reliable, trouble-free office equipment in the industry. For more than 50 years, Michigan businesses have known they can count on Michigan Office Solutions to improve the way they get things done. Check them out at mos-xerox.com. Again, that's mos-xerox.com. Michigan Office Solutions. Our people, one purpose. Delivering a world-class customer experience. Broadmoor Motors is a family-owned and operated dealership that also rents vehicles. Broadmoor has small to full-size cars, 12-passenger vans, minivans, sports cars, and more. That variety, plus their exceptional service, is what's made them become Davenport University's preferred rental company. They also have an extensive selection of pre-owned vehicles for sale. Broadmoor stands by their philosophy of a no-pressure sales approach and a reputation for providing Grand Rapids with quality pre-owned vehicles. Located just south of M6 on the corner of M37 and 68th Street in Caledonia, and now serving Hastings, Broadmoor has you covered for all of your automotive needs for rental, sales, and service.
Welcome back inside the Patterson Ice Center here as we get you ready for this game between your Davenport Panthers and the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Let's talk a little bit about some of the players that you're going to hear a lot of in today's game. First, we'll start with your Panthers, and actually let's recap the scoring from yesterday again. It was Kevin Noble getting an assist on the score sheet. 3-point night for Luke McCarthy, 2 goals and an assist. Chris Eckler getting his it was actually Matt Ogden getting an assist last night for a point. Cody Poling got the goal as he got a goal in on a 1-point day. Dustin Wishmeier's goal. Phil Windecker had a goal and an assist, 2 points last night. Bo Jacobs with 2 assists last night, and Mason Bollinger with an assist last night. Matt Kalutis was the goaltender, and he got the victory. The victory improved his record on the year to 7-2. Meanwhile, again, the DU scoring team right there, they have, as mentioned in the pregame show or a little bit earlier, they have 104 on the goals for side. They are paced with 4 guys in the double-digit mark. Andrew Frank has got 10. Phil Windecker and Luke McCarthy each with 12, and Mason Bollinger with 13 on the year. A slew of guys with double-digit assists is Bo Jacobs has 10, Bollinger with 11, 15 for Frank, 13 for Windecker, 12 for McCarthy, and 21 for R.J. Kleiman. He still leads this team with points with 28, catching quickly with 25 each, Windecker and Andrew Frank. McCarthy with his 3-point night now with 24 on the year. And don't forget Mason Bollinger also with 24 points on the year. Meanwhile, for the visiting Eagles, they are paced offensively by Nick Torrance. His 29 points his 33 points is second on this team to Brian Kozlowski, but he does lead the team in points per game as he has scored 1.5 points per game, 33 points in 22 times out. Brian Kozlowski has the raw lead with 36 points, a 1.38 point per game standing. Also, you'll hear a lot from Anthony Stankiewicz, 9, 13, 22 points in 28 games played. They do have one more player right around that 1-point mark, and that is number 9, Kyle Astalos. He's got 26 points through 27 games on the year. Last night, their goaltender of record was Andrew Duff, who's with the loss fell to 9 and 13 on the year. His goals against average now a 4.65 number. We would expect that each of these teams, I expect Duff out for Eastern, but I do expect Phil Gravline to get the start here for Davenport tonight after Kalutis got the start last night. Gravline comes in with a 2.87 goals against average, a .909 save percentage, and an overall record of 9-7. He also has a shutout to his ledger as well. DU has a total of 3 shutouts on the year. Kalutis, the other not-minder, with 2. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, get you all set up here and get ready for the national anthem and the starting lineups. You're listening to Davenport Athletic Network, the Dan. DU getting ready to tangle with Eastern Michigan.
Taste is what makes a pizza a Jets pizza. Our special recipe, combined with only high-quality ingredients, fresh dough made daily, rich sauce, and premium mozzarella cheese gives you a great-tasting pizza. No matter what the occasion, whether it's a family gathering at home or watching your favorite team in your dorm room, call and ask us about our Jets Pizza's monthly specials. You can call to order one of our specialty pizzas or build one to your own taste with free flavored crust. And make sure to ask for our coupon prices when you call. Whether joining us at our place for lunch or enjoying delivery at your place for a meal or snack, Jets Pizza can deliver not not only pizza, but salads, wings, subs, jet spread, cinnamon sticks, and Coke products. Catering service is available for parties of all sizes. Call your Davenport University Jets in Caledonia at 9349 Cherry Valley Avenue at 891-8800.
Life is short, eat better pizza. Let's get Jets.
Have you ever chartered a bus? No? Well, maybe you're missing something. Think about the last time you loaded up the family, the soccer team, the church group, the relatives, and neighbors, or some people from work. Then you drove to Chicago, Detroit, Lansing, Indy, or wherever, probably in several cars or SUVs. Fun, huh? Charter a Cardinal bus. A spacious, comfortable Cardinal bus saves you time, hassle, and money. And it's the greenest way to travel. Buses use 80% less fuel per passenger than the average car. Cardinal takes care of directions, parking, and traffic while you and your group relax and enjoy the trip in comfort. Reclining seats, big picture windows, a restroom, and a multi-screen DVD. Let Cardinal Buses take you there. Visit cardinalbuses.com or call 1-800-521-6006.
Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge. Voted Grand Rapids' best sports bar 6 years in a row. The best in sports action. Red Wings, Pistons, NCAA basketball, including every second of March Madness. Daily drink specials. 22 beers on tap. Express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grand Rapids' favorite happy hour with the $2.99 appetizer menu. Incredible takeout and late night pizza specials. Kitchens open until 1:30 a.m. every night. Check out all the great specials and events at uccellos.com. Uccello's Restaurant and Sports Lounge, where great food and sports come together in Grand Rapids, Caledonia, and Standale.
Alrighty, folks, let's bring you back inside the Patterson Ice Center. Just about time for puck drop here on a Saturday evening. The Panthers going up against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. As we mentioned, the Panthers at 16-8-1 overall on the year. Eastern Michigan, with last night's loss, fell to 12-17 on the year. Also going to take this opportunity here while we wait for the two teams to come on out and to do the national anthem in the starting lineups. DU, the power play numbers continue to improve for this squad. They are 5-3 when they don't score a power play goal. They had one last night, but they are 5-3 on the year on games that they don't score a power play goal. The rest of the games, this team is overall 11-5. Specialty teams very important to DU here. Same thing on the penalty kill. They have not yet given up 3 goals or more on the power play. While that may not sound that remarkable, considering 3 is a pretty healthy number. But this is a team that has scored 3 power play goals in a game 5 times. So that's quite a little turn there that DU has available to them, as they are showing what a team can do with a very good penalty kill and very good numbers for DU when on the penalty, or even giving up goals on the power play, as they have an 8-3-0-1 record when they don't give up a power play goal, but a very respectable 8-5 record in games where they do. So whether they're keeping it out of their net or not, the pretty good records both ways on the penalty kill. But the power play, big advantage for DU, as it should be. And again, with the level of talent that they have going out there each night, they should have a very healthy power play. Folks, we're going to go ahead and let the public address announcer take over for the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem. Just sit tight. Note, the team's not out yet. They will be coming out, and we'll go ahead and get this game underway. Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead run back through those starting lineups here for you, just in case you couldn't pick it up here. DU will start with Flood, McCarthy, and Cody Poland up front. John
and maybe that's what the guy is. Once flipped up into Phil Graveline's glove, and he holds that for the first whistle here inside the Panther zone.
All right, quick line change 2 was out, as it was then Wishmeyer, Munford, and Ogden out together now.
And then for the Eagles yesterday, obviously Hodges coming away with 2 goals there, so he's obviously going to be the main target here for the Panthers this evening. But once again, just after that line, there's the line of Torrance, the World University Games player, as well as with Phil Windecker for your Panthers, and his line mates who are up to the task there, being their top 2 pairings.
Hodges with 26 points on the year, 15 of them goals. Very dangerous goal scorer, as that puck will go out of play, and we'll get a whistle here and a face-off with 19:01 to go. Just underway. Happy you could be with us here on a Saturday evening. DU going up against Eastern Michigan. A game that was a weekend set that concludes after a 5-2 victory for Davenport last night. They'll look to kind of keep the hot streak going, as they have won 9 of their last 11 and looking to make it 10 of their last 12 with a victory tonight, as Ogden backhands it in deep. Eastern Michigan has it. That's Nick Torrance turning, and we'll look to load up for the Eagles. Winds and fires. That hit the skate of Munford, and he seems a little sore after that. On a delayed offside, and Eastern changing, Wishmeyer slipped down. He might have had an on-man rush. Dustin Wishmeyer slowly warming up. Meanwhile, DU making changes, and that shot's saved, but it was offside, as we kind of go back and forth here at neutral ice, and we'll get a whistle as that puck was offside, face off just in front of the DU bench.
And we can see a bit of that delay there almost in Torrance, as you see him there not really getting the jump as we're accustomed to seeing him out there on the ice. I mean, as well as I have, and once again, same as Duff, I played against him when I was younger as well, and he was always a quick player, as well as his twin brother, and there he was just sort of a bit offside, and the player got in front of him, and the whistle was blown.
So now let's see if either team can kind of take control here. Eckler with a force, but ooh, I don't know about that. It looked like Eckler was the last, or was in behind the puck, and then Eastern turned it over, and it looked like it had stayed in the zone. Referee sees it differently, and that'll put a face-off right in front of the Eastern Michigan bench.
Very, very close from our perspective, but the linesman obviously being there and on his job tonight, he called that one perfectly, so that's going to be an offsides call there.
Puck played on back. Gravelin has it. He'll tee it up for Hofer. Winston Hofer trapped along the near side wall, just gets it right up through the middle of the ice. Help comes by way of Mason Bollinger. Follow up now by Flood. Or excuse me, that's Andrew Frank looking to make a move, and he'll just roll it deep. Puck played back into the corner by Gasser. Eastern's able to pull it off the wall, and they'll bring it up to a side here. Nice little centering pass moving in. A sharp angle shot and a riser, and Ryan Pochot just couldn't find the net there. Nice job by Frank making a move at center. Bollinger now on it. He has Eckler with him. Bollinger wind and fire. That one's over the net. It was 2-on-5. Didn't really have much he could do. Big hit thrown there by Jacobs, as he'll look to turn at center. Left it for Flood. Didn't find its mark. Jacobs now glove to stick, and he'll just fire it in deep. Coming in on the far sides, McCarthy and Poland. Puck cleared along the half boards. Poland just backhanded it on goal. Didn't get there, and it'll come out to center ice. Well, Noble will play. He'll fire it over to Jacobs. Jacobs look to step into it. Too much bouncing on it, and Jacobs is going to get a slashing call here, as he just slashed the stick out of the hands of number 16, Willis. And DU will go to the penalty kill at the 17 with 17:10 to go in the first period.
Nobody about it there. That was no arguing on his part. That was definitely a tomahawk slash, and removed the stick of the Eagles player effectively, although he didn't get the break, and unfortunately results in a 2-minute penalty here early for your Panthers.
I think you said no doubt it.
Maybe a
tongue
twister.
No,
I've seen the highlight. No doubt about it.
I loved it. I loved it. Power play now for the Eagles, just 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the period. No score. Happy to have you with us here on a Saturday evening. 3 up high for Eastern. Now that pass was knocked down, and Wishmeyer just had it knocked out of his path by Kozlowski. Heads up play by him. Casino now. Sends it across to number 24, Samota. Samota lets everybody set, and now he'll go. A little shovel in. Gravelin's got it. He'll tee it up for Hofer. Hofer will fire it around. Ooh, it hit a stanchion. Comes right back towards the middle. A wind and unable to get a shot on goal as Kozlowski got canceled out. And the big clear by Munford ends up going out of play. DU won't be able to change. 31 seconds gone by in the man advantage.
Yeah, almost a very unfortunate turnover there for Kozlowski, as we're accustomed to calling his name out for multiple goals against the Panthers, as well as myself when I played. He was always, me and Phil Graveline had like a thing, I guess. We were always like, man, he's the Panther killer. He scores every game, and we've seemed to keep him off the boards the past couple of games here. But definitely a very, very bad turnover there on the blue line on their power play, and almost a break there for Wishmeyer. Unfortunate, Kozlowski was able to make up for his mistake.
Romer sends it deep here as the power play continues for the Eagles. They'll send it up high. Torrance gave it back, and Torrance will get it right back as Romer didn't look like he wanted to shoot. Torrance, a straightaway shot, and that's directed into the corner. Now controls had by Stankiewicz. He'll give it off to Torrance. Torrance sends it over to Romer. Back to Torrance. He's harassed by Munford. They pass it across at one time, or it hit something in front. Backhand didn't get in. Brooks shoves it to the corner. DU still with 55 to go in the kill. Lazy pass. Torrance now jousting in there with Munford. Couldn't get it out first opportunity. They don't the second either. Eastern able to keep possession. Torrance straight away again. Dumps it off onto the sideboard there. There's a drive. That's out. And the rebound just fluttered into the corner. Hofer's bumped off. Help comes by way of Wishmeyer on the penalty kill. Real dangerous power play here for Eastern. Torrance now in the middle. Fakes a shot, dumps off to the wing. Forcing out Brooks. Munford tried to block that one. That's purposely wide. A backdoor centering pass was just out of the wheelhouse of the Eagle forward. Now Torrance again winding and firing. That one was blocked by Wishmeyer. 17 to go in the kill for the Panthers. Real dangerous power play here for Eastern. They now work it to the near side. Inside the face-off circle is number 25, Romer. Sends it to the point. That shot hit a leg, goes off into the corner. Follow-up comes by 29, Stankiewicz. He's tied up along the wall. Munford couldn't clear. DU now through the man advantage in 2 and in 1. Jacobs will rejoin the play. Eastern will try to make changes. Hofer will come get it now. Puck cleared around, didn't get all the way out. Help comes by Bollinger. There's a chance for Torrance. Loading up, a shot and goal! With a glove save! Labeled for the corner, and Phil said no thank you.
Yep, definitely Mr. Gremlin flashing off the leather here early in this game, as we're accustomed to seeing his patented glove saves there, but a quality scoring opportunity there by Torrance, and a quality of opportunities there, a bunch of them I'd say, in that power play, as they maintain possession extremely well, utilizing that umbrella power play and working it to the wings and back up to Torrance, and he was getting some quality shots through screens. Unfortunate for him, they were missing, and fortunate for your Panthers, they were going wide, and they got that PK.
And now let's see if DU can go offensive. They cannot. An icing call there will bring the faceoff back down with 14 and 48 to go in period number 1.
But the Eagles there, after that power play, getting momentum here, getting some quality opportunities there in the offensive zone, and they've gained some momentum here in this game, and they're putting together quite a good first few minutes here into this opening first period.
Eckler trying to win the faceoff to Noble. Noble tied up along the wall, wanted to get it to Jacobs. One hand on a stick. Noble will corral it. Took a little bit of stick checks there. Frank was forced, but he got a good redirection out to center, and curling there will be Kozlowski. He'll send it across. Eastern Michigan now looking to get in here, trying to score the first goal in this hockey game as they'll send it deep. Jacobs will go play it. He'll pull it off the wall. A little bit of a trip there, nothing called. Puck bouncing around in front of the DU bench. Bollinger will bring it deeper. Jacobs plays it around on the backhand, and Frank's forced. He'll now roll it up the wall, and DU again gets it out to center with a little force by Eckler. Puck now will roll into the corner. Bollinger there to help. Eckler now with some good work on the forecheck. Bollinger behind the net, wanted to get it to Flood, who's parked off next to the net. Couldn't find him, and Eastern will come up 3 right over the line together, but a pass was errant and intercepted by Brooks, and he'll control with Hofer. McCarthy.
On the penalty to Bo Jacobs. The Panthers struggling here to find tape on stick, there. And on that passing, and they're struggling here as we've seen a few icings there. Obviously, Pollen beat out that one as Duff was forced to play it, but there we see an icing by Bo Jacobs. So I'd like to see the Panther decor primarily on these breakout passes, make solid plays, take their time, get those pucks on the tape.
We'll do it again as number 10 in, it's not really white, I guess cream. Would that be a cream color?
Cream, off-white.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Vintage white.
Oh, I like that. I like that. There we go. I'm going vintage white for the remainder of this hockey game. Noble now. He's run off. Tried to get it out to center and couldn't. Second opportunity. Noble got it as far as the line. Couldn't get it out again. On third effort, Poland will send it down the ice with 7 minutes exactly gone by in the opening stanza. That outlet by Fauchot couldn't get through, and Munford's now will lay it on over to Jacobs. Jacobs just fires it around. Poland now will give chase, help force the play at center. A little bump by Munford. Noble steps up, and Jacobs now has it in the DU1. There's a stretch pass. Good job by Munford to gain control. Big fella looks to roll in, throws on the brakes, and look for a trailer. Didn't have it, but coming over to help out will be Bo Jacobs. He'll send it across to Winston Hofer. Stretch pass never found Wishmeyer. Munford tried to run his man off. It allowed Wishmeyer to pick it up. He'll look to make a move in wide. Dustin Wishmeyer, bad angle shot. Trying to mirror McCarthy's goal from yesterday, and just screaming around the net and out to center where Hofer will fire in. Forwards changing for DU. Duff plays it over. Ogden applying the forecheck now. Ogden should be joined by, it was Wishmeyer and Munford. Now it's, when the game started, it's now Eckler and Ogden as Brooks plays it over. The other winger coming off over the wall will be Andrew Frank. Ogden missed him on the outlet. And DU will be unable to change here, and having to circle back and head to the bench will be Bollinger.
Definitely looks like the puck needs to be changed here as it is bouncing out there on the ice, so not sure if it was cold enough or maybe just fighting the Panthers are with the puck tonight as they're not getting any quality passes being made right now. They're struggling here a bit in the middle frame of this period, but let's see if they can bar down here and get some quality passes and get some solid plays moving out of their zone into the offensive zone.
Well, they'll start with Eckler trying to flip it up. It didn't get far enough. That's going to be shot back in by the Eagles. Gravelin will tee it up there. Brooks now looking to make an outlet. Eckler comes up with it. He'll sweep it to Frank. Frank trying to gain control. Frank will tee it up, and it's into the glove of Duff, but DU flipping the ice there, and they'll now get a face-off in the offensive zone here with 11:30 to go in the first period. No score yet.
Definitely, and Duff not being as tested as he was early in the game yesterday, as far as I know, going through the recap, but definitely a goaltender who's faced a lot of shots in his career there at Eastern Michigan, and he's getting some support here in this game thus far with the Eagles controlling most of the play and possessing the puck as Mr. Torrance breaks through the zone right now.
He'll wind up, gain the line, fire deep, teed up by the netminder Gravelin. Not quite as much of an active puck player as Kaludis, but he can do it in a pinch there as he wired that one around and cleared it. Now Eastern looking to bring it through the zone there. Gasser sends it across far side. Taking a check to make a play was Aslos. Rising shot goes over the bar now. A little bit of a bump there as Samoda got run into. Bollinger now sends it to McCarthy. McCarthy with speed. 3 Panthers coming in. He's got Jacobs going to the net. McCarthy pulls back. Got the trailer. Bollinger, and he snapped it just wide. Now numbers for the Eastern. Long stretch pass there. Oh, trying to step up into the play was Noble. It's going to make it an odd man rush, and a shot. They score. Stankiewicz finds the post, and just like that, it's 1-0 Eagles.
Great passing, great stretch pass there by the Eagles as they expose the pinching defenders from your Panthers, and Stankiewicz, make no doubt about it, came in there as a left-handed shot. Always very, very difficult for a goaltender to read that far side, and he picked that low blocker corner as we're accustomed to seeing, and as I'd say the most difficult save for any goaltender to make when a winger is breaking down his off wing is the far side shot, and especially a left-handed shooter facing a normal-handed goaltender. So that's a goaltender just like Phil Gravelin or Drew Duff here as you're watching, holding their stick in their right hand. That's always a hard save, and it wasn't a very quick shot, but it was a very, very strategically placed shot, and that one beat Phil Gravelin to put the Eagles up here 1-0.
9:22 the time of the tally. Samoda will draw the lone assist, and Eastern Michigan's on the board first tonight. Trying to bring in, looking for more Kozlowski. He's tied up by Brooks, and DU's able to load up with it. Stretch pass here, right on the flood. He'll blow in. Flood in, a drive save. Where is it? Duff didn't know it. He had it underneath him. Play on now, Hofer. He'll follow up with it, trying to send it right through the crease. McCarthy couldn't get there. Brooks will step up. Look out, we got a numbers back. And the net was off, and that was a break for DU as Eastern was up on a 2-on-1.
Most definitely a break, and as we've seen that break, a stretch pass there for the Panthers. So finally, again, a nice tape-to-tape pass there, and Flood broke in with the back checker on him, released the quick shot. Duff made the save, but an awkward save as he didn't find the rebound, and his defense went to clear it, and the Panthers kept it in. So luckily break there at the end, getting the net knocked off its mooring. So let's see what the Panthers can do here as they're finally getting some tape-to-tape passes being made, and let's see if it can generate into a puck possession game here now for the Panthers.
Munford, Wishmeyer, and Ogden have that task as a big hit by Ogden into the near side wall. Munford tried to pull it up. He couldn't. We're right inside the face-off circle in the Eastern Michigan end, and now they will clear it on the far side. Trying to pass off the wall, did not connect to Kozlowski. Good step up there by Noble, and that puck's going to be dumped into the corner. Turning back will be 23. That's Tony Gasser. Puck gets inside the Eagle zone, and now they will break out with it. On a delayed offside. Oh, they're going to say that play was onside, and a great stop by Gravline as he was able to get that Kozlowski redirect. DU now looking to wind up. Here's Josh Munford with it. He'll bring it over the line. Winding and firing. That puck hit a skate or a stick and goes off into the corner behind the net now. Ogden wanted to grab it. Nice little force by Eckler. Brooks will step in. He couldn't fire it deep. Nice little stick lift by Eckler, though. He's hooked. Eckler now moving in. A chance, and he pulled it wide. But a good work by Eckler will get a power play for the Panthers. There's a shot and a save by Duff, but the effort by Eckler will get DU to the man advantage.
Definitely a great individual effort. They're fighting through three Eagles defenders there with a nice nifty move. Got the hook in there. It looks like it's going to go to Kozlowski here, and the Panthers are going to be up. A great individual effort on Eckler's part, and he's staying out here for this power play as it's well awarded to him.
11:09 the time of the penalty.
And sorry, that's going to be the penalty hooking to Comben.
That's what I get for listening to Matt. Anyway, DU to the man advantage here. They'll work to it. They had a power play goal last night, their first goal of the game. A shot by Brooks, got through, rebound in front of the net. Oh, are you kidding me? The diving stick save by Duff. Play on for the Panther power play. Hofer, give and go. He's got it, looks to move to the middle. Hofer sends it back across to Frank. Frank a shot, and that's going to be kicked into the corner. Andrew Frank, outside rim in the near side circle. A little bit of a buzz here after that save. Hofer wants to walk across. He'll now send back on to Mason Bollinger, outside rim of the circle. He'll now hand off, move to the middle. Hofer receives the pass, gives it back off. Frank steps into one, and a riser just got over the bar. Hofer trying to get over, and he will. He was forced, so he'll just send it deep. Bollinger now grabs it behind the net. He's got Eckler out there, too. Eckler's got it. Outside rim, far side circle. Hands off to Bollinger. They'll now collapse to the net. Bollinger didn't have a center that he liked, so now he'll walk out. A spinning shot. That hit a leg, goes off into the corner. A minute gone by in the man advantage. DU looking to keep the pressure on here. Brooks now winding and firing. That one got the glass as well, Eckler. He'll pull it off and send back to the point. Very dangerous man advantage for DU. John Brooks didn't like it, moves back to the middle. He's got Hofer with him. Brooks a shot, and that hit a leg and goes off into the corner. Now Frank will grab it. A minute and 20 gone by the man advantage. Puck hasn't gotten out of the zone yet, and Bollinger scores! 1:23 of power play attack time for the Panthers, and they make it 1-1.
And they definitely utilized all 123 of that power play that they did. Similar to what we just seen from the Eagles' early power play, the Panthers dominated and completely controlled that puck within the offensive zone. And we've seen Duff make a miraculous save, a little bit of Marty Bird earlier diving back. That's got to be a top 10 play here. Hopefully both these cameras that we have that on video. And that's a goal by Bollinger, and it's a garbage goal on the side net as we're accustomed to seeing him. He's always there, a pest in front of the net, and that's obviously one Duff wants back after making a miraculous save as the one he did before, but it puts the Panthers on the board here, and that's a PP goal, so both teams' PPs are working here, and it's 1-1.
Bollinger from Frank. They'll team up. Now, Eastern didn't touch the puck or clear a puck for a minute and 20, but they say there's only one assist. Let's see if something gets added to that later.
Yeah, there definitely should be a secondary assist on that, and we can just look down to the Eastern net and see Duff's a little hunched over there trying to still gather his breath after facing that ferocious power play.
Now Poland, fake the shot, cuts right through the middle! He made 3 moves and pulled it just wide! Jacobs now fires it around. Poland pulls it off the wall, trying to bank it off him. Rebound comes free. Good keep by Noble. DU seems inspired now. There's a shot save net is knocked off, and you said it, Matt. Duff seems winded now after that last bit of rushing by DU, and they're keeping the pressure on here.
Definitely, and obviously from a goaltender's perspective, I can give you this information. You have your warm-ups half hour prior to the game, so about 20 minutes of warm-ups there. You get nice and warm. You go in the locker room. You get relaxed, you get set for your game, mentally prepared, and when you come out on the ice, you expect to get some shots, and there, the Eagles dominated there about almost the first 8 minutes of that game. He really wasn't tested, and being tested there on a power play where the puck's continuously in the zone, obviously it's going to flush some blood down to his legs, and obviously they're pumping now, and he's feeling that.
Let's see if DU can take advantage here. Great move by Poland as he made three-man miss, and he centered it, and McCarthy couldn't find it. Now Hofer, traffic in front, a shot, and that's kicked into the corner. Now Brooks comes over. He'll just throw it towards the net. 4 Eagles had collapsed. They look to clear. Struggling with it is Torrance. He can't get rid of it. Finally, he fires it around. McCarthy trying to help out, but it will be the Eagles getting it on a stretch pass. Brooks couldn't knock that one down. Trying to cut to the middle will be Astalos. Run off by Brooks. Run off by Hofer, and now Ogden's got it. He'll send it over to Dustin Wishmeyer. 3 Panthers coming through center here. Wishmeyer now. Backhand, moves to the forehand, a shot, never found its way through. He's got a trailer in Noble, and a bouncing puck was steered away, and coming over to cover up here will be Bo Jacobs with 5:40 to go in the first stanza here. Eastern Michigan has control back in their own end. That's number 6, Clausewitz, forced by Munford, controlled by Noble. Rolled through to Josh. From his glove to his stick is Mason. Or excuse me, that's Wishmeyer, a shot, it hit the glove of Duff, and it's no! Ogden tried to glove it down, and they're going to say it was a hand pass as Ogden tried to glove it down to his stick to play it in. He could not, and it rolled off his glove and then was controlled by a Panther.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but yesterday Duff had a similar play, and it resulted in a goal for the Panthers where he sort of extended with that glove there and almost batted it into his own net.
Yes.
I think it was, I'm not sure who scored, but I remember hearing some boys down in the locker room talking about it prior to this game, but almost a very, very similar play there as Duff sort of reaches up there to reach with that puck and sort of loses sight on it, and it bounced just right behind him and trickled, and lucky for him this time it didn't end up in the net.
That might have been on the sharp angle goal by McCarthy even maybe, where he was still trying to get set as McCarthy came around and fired it. We'll take a look at the score sheet, see if you can remember. Panther going, here's Frank, and again a shot, oh, and Duff got that one, wait a minute. Oh, it was on top of the net, not in. I thought it got caught up in the paraphernalia of the Eastern player who crashed into the net, but the referee just pulled it off the top of the net.
But as we were just talking about Duff's glove, once again he struggles there. Frank obviously with a quick shot, a very, very heavy shot, and he gets that one off, and Duff, instead of catching it cleanly, he was forced to make a stabbing save there, and that puck almost elevates up into the net. Luckily for him, it ended next to his water bottle.
Is it just me, or does the net look still off?
It could be. I mean, there was a high school game earlier. Obviously, we don't have the pleasure of having our ice groomed only for our games. This facility is in use all day, and it could be some damage from earlier, but obviously Def is probably being a beast there on the post and hitting those posts very, very hard, and hopefully it's something they can address here in the intermission as we have 4:57 remaining in this first period, and a whistle here deep in the Panther zone, and I believe it's going to result in a penalty here.
Yep, it was a hooking call to Eckler. And Eastern Michigan will go back to their power play. Both teams having very eventful power plays, and now Eckler will switch off with Hofer. And Hofer now in the box. Coach Sweeney having a conversation with the officials, a very cordial one to start. And it looks like we're ready to go here. Eastern Michigan with a very dangerous power play, and Panthers were able to kill it off last time, and they'll try to do it again, and that puck by Jacobs is wired down, got by the defenseman holding it in, and DU will be able to kill at least 20 seconds of this power play as Eastern will now 5 abreast in their zone coming across. They dump it off on the wing, trying to make a move, and able to do so was Kozlowski to get it in. Second effort, help keeping it in, was the defenseman number 50, Pacino, and it's cleared to the line and out, is unable to keep it in on the far side with Samoda.
As Jacobs is pleading his case to official behind the play, as he's saying there's some pieces from my stick missing there on that slash. You missed that one there, but hopefully his stick stays intact here for this PK as almost about 1 minute remains in it.
Puck just shoveled into the corner. Jacobs will turn. He got bumped again. And Eastern is able to clear it as Jacobs wasn't able to get it out. Looking to step into one. Pacino, a shot, and Gravelin just sticks it into the corner. follow-up comes from Hodges. He had both goals yesterday. Pacino keeps it in, back to Hodges, back to Pacino. Back to Hodges as these two play catch. Hodges, outside rim of the circle, waits, gets it back over to Pacino, back over. They cross the ice there and get it over under the stick of Kozlowski. He can handle it cleanly, so now he's got to gain control. Pacino, a high rising shot, deflected down and then in.
And the Panthers are pleading a high stick call here as they all huddle around the official, and you can see Phil Graveline trying to plead his case as well. And obviously with such a quick play and with screens and bodies in front, it's difficult for us to see. Wish we had a camera above that net as we'd be able to see better as you would be accustomed to seeing at home in an NHL hockey game. But it looks like this goal is going to stand, and the Eagles are going to be up 2-1 here as they net their power play goal here right after the Panthers netted their first power play goal. But definitely a very, very difficult play for any goaltender when that shot's rising and it's knocked down, so deflected down. Phil Graveline was anticipating receiving that shot right in his chest, but instead ends up in his feet, and he's got to be quick. And obviously the Eagles having a man advantage there. They have a man open in front. He was able to bury in that loose puck, no doubt about it, and the Eagles are up 2-1 now.
I believe the player Fachot who deflected it down also was the one that put it in. Yep. Let's see, they gave an assist to Tummel, number 15. I haven't seen a 15 out there, so let's see if that stays. And meanwhile, Eastern Michigan going to come back 2-on-1. Over the line, moving in, a shot and firing it, and Gasser missed it wide. Dangerous opportunity there for the Eagles to take a 2-goal lead. Frank now sends to Eckler. Eckler now 1-on-2, 1-on-3, tries to get some help coming. Eckler's wiped out, and power play drawn by him, and now DU goes back to the man advantage.
And it looks like it's going to be a back and forth battle here of penalties and power play kills, or power plays versus penalty kills, sorry, in this game, and it is early. So let's see if the Panthers can regenerate their offensive presence and get their work going and get Duff tired here again and try and bury one here earlier than they did prior in their last power play opportunity. So it looks like we got Jacobs out there to man the point along with Noble. So let's see if they're going to work to the one-timer side of Jacobs. Obviously with Pollen out there, let's see what hands he has down low, featuring McCarthy and Ogden. So speedy lineup out there for the Panthers, and obviously a big PK unit out there for the Eagles as they're going to try and match size against speed.
It's Romer going off for the hooking call at the 17:02 mark. Again, they said 15. I'm guessing the referee told them 50, who was the quarterback of that power play. That's the defenseman Pacino, so the assumption is he's got the assist, and it's 2-1 here. Puck rolled to the point. Good handle by Noble. He'll send it back over. Looking to drag one up. A shot saved. Good work there by McCarthy. He just couldn't get it on. And that's going to be cleared away. Puck hit with a high stick. And Noble will touch it. And we'll get a whistle here with 2:22 to go in the first period. 1:25 to go in the man advantage. And it was a hooking call to Romer. And the face-off after the high stick will move into the DU end.
I'd be safe to say that after how many name calls you call up Pacino, he definitely had the secondary assist on that goal.
Well, Eastern doesn't even have a 15 out there today, so I'm pretty sure Kummel did not get an assist there. Hofer at the side of the net. I don't know what that hit, and Gravelin had to be quick there as Hofer tried to throw the brakes on, and he threw him out on the net.
It looked like a strange bounce there. I'm not sure if it hit the boards funny or if it partially hit that partition behind the net, but irregardless, no harm for foul, and Graveline was able to handle that puck with Hofer taking a spill there behind the net.
Great pass out there by Bollinger to help keep that in. Frank now curls back, sharp angle, shot scores! Oh, what a drive by Bollinger! He's got two, we're tied at 2.
Wow, great setup there to the right side of Duff, so our near side here on your camera angle, and a little bit of a give and go with Bollinger doing the work down low, and then Frank coming through to finish it, made a nifty spin move and got the pass right to the wide open Bollinger, unmarked man just inside the circle, just below the faceoff dot, and he took his time, settled that puck, and made no doubt about it, roofed it right over Duff, and was definitely aiming to snipe that water bottle.
And I wonder if that isn't also part of a result from the DU pressure from earlier, where Duff was down before anything had happened, and Bollinger had an easy shot right over. Well,
most definitely, and he was down.
Relatively easy shot right over.
He was down way too early there on that play as he was anticipating the quick wrap there by Frank from the side of the net, but an error on his part and an error also on his PK unit, leaving Bollinger wide open there. reaching that slot region, which is the no man's land where you never want to leave a man unmarked because that's pretty much guaranteed goal territory, and Bollinger did just that. He guaranteed a goal and gave himself 2 goals here for the Panthers and tied this game up.
Meanwhile, Wishmeyer breaking back and throws it in front there. Where is it? It's underneath Duff, and Munford can't believe it.
Wow. A breaking Wishmeyer there, and the puck got in the feet of Mumford as he was crushing that. His stick was tied up by the Eagles defender, and Duff somehow was able to keep that out of the net as he was on his rear end and somehow was able to shovel that underneath himself. And Mumford's definitely shaking his head like, how did I not get that one in the net for my boys? But the Panthers are definitely buzzing here as we reach sort of the last minute here of this first period. So let's see if anyone else can result in a score before we head to the locker rooms.
Hofer tried to step up to keep it in for DU. That's going to end up going the length. No icing here, and Brooks will come out and play it. Brooks was forced, but he got it to Poland up at the half wall. And now it's flipped down the ice by McCarthy. Flood now in a foot race. Turnover caused. McCarthy now sends it to the middle. Poland dips through twice and shoots it in, and Duff's got it.
Wow.
Ran out of real estate, couldn't get it upstairs, but DU, again, dangerous in the latter stages of period 1.
Yeah, excellent moves there by Pollen as he's got that puck stuck to his stick. He must have put a lot of wax on there, ladies and gentlemen. But he's definitely got that puck glued to his stick, and Duff was forced to sprawl out there and make a save with his paraphernalia, as I thought he didn't even know he made the save. It just ended up underneath him.
Yep. If he gets it upstairs, it's in, but he had just made 2 moves and was out of room. Meanwhile, DU right back to it. Hofer just kind of lobbed one in front and nearly found McCarthy. Instead, the Eagles will now look to clear. And they will do that. 2 of them up here on 3 Panthers back. The 4th comes back, and that clear didn't even get deep. Outlet pass didn't break out. Hofer got forced, and that's going to allow Poland a chance to play it as he runs over his man twice. Good hit by him, but it's Eastern Michigan in control. McCarthy now gets help from Hofer into the final 22 of the period. Puck kicked up the wall further, and that's going to be cleared out to center as Klozowitz got in the way of Flood, and Eastern looking for one more push in. That Beauchot couldn't get bust through there, and Hofer will tee it up for Brooks with 6 to go in the period. Brooks slams it off the wall. Poland will wait, see that the period's winding down, and he'll just fire it back in as the period will come to an end, and a period that was probably Eastern's for the first 10 and then Davenport for the last 10.
Most definitely. I'd have to say those first 8 minutes there were definitely the vintage white and greens hockey game as they were possessing the puck in the zone. They got their early power play on the slashing call to Jacobs, but they definitely made the most of it and got some quality scoring opportunities. And as the penalty ended, they got that great stretch pass and they came in and got a goal there on Graveline. And then the Panthers came right back with their power play opportunity, got the legs moving for Duff, got him tired, and they capitalized on their opportunity and got it back to 1. So just a battle of back and forth calls here and back and forth PP units versus PK units, and the PPs seem to be getting the better of the PKs right now, and the game's tied 2-2, and it's a quality game. I mean, both goaltenders are forced to make some big saves, but both also let in goals that I believe they would want back. So this game, realistically, from a goaltender's perspective, would want to be 1-1, but some great opportunities, great passing there later in the period for the Panthers as they struggled extensively in the first, struggling to make any tape-to-tape passing, and the Eagles had just the opposites, being very, very successful in the opening parts of that period and then struggling there in the end. So maybe, as our opening remarks there, the full recovery not being intact there for the Eagles and the Panthers running deep lines. And obviously we've seen a few names out there, if you ladies and gentlemen have been paying attention, but we didn't call it Captain Phil Windeck or Cody Walsh. So guys who maybe something happened where they're getting benched right now. So let's see if they can come out here later in this game and we'll get to call their name out. But definitely the Panthers will have fresh legs here coming out of this locker room entering the second period.
Excellent synopsis there from Matt Sikosyn. Folks, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll get you who did what in that first period, name and number-wise. You're listening to the Davenport Athletic Network today, and we're back after this brief but all-important timeout.
The Piggy Bank.